I'm in an all-new Ford Bronco, and I don't know about you, but I've been waiting 25 years for this. So I don't want to wait any longer, and I don't think you do either. So let's get some first driving impressions. While this is going to be a top line of the 6th generation Bronco, we are definitely going to dive a lot deeper into it soon. Both of the torque numbers on these engines are really good, and they're going to allow you to get over some really rough stuff. Man, though, this V6, poof, it's like driving over a curb. You get good power, and you can really feel a difference in the overall weight of the truck. This is the one to get if having the smooth shifting manual transmission with the crawler gear is for you. Getting over stuff isn't necessarily easier though, because now you've got to think about shifting. There's a more powerful option in the 2.7-liter turbocharged V6. This is a far cry from the 1966 Bronco's 105 horsepower engine and 3-speed manual. You can only get this one with the 10-speed automatic transmission, but don't worry, it does really well on the trail. There is power aplenty in the V6, and the torque is huge on tough vertical stuff. It's no V8, but I'm not sure you're going to need much more. The first iteration of the Bronco was a compact SUV back in the 60s that morphed into a full-size beast in the 80s. This one strikes a balance between those two in the mid-size category and will come as a 2 or a 4-door version. The mid-size dimensions definitely help with the Bronco's astounding off-road capability numbers when you add on the Sasquatch package. So you get 11.6 inches of ground clearance. And with these 35-inch tires, I mean, you guys, this thing goes over pretty much anything. While you're going over anything, the Haas system, especially the more advanced one with the Sasquatch package, you're gonna do it so comfortably even when you're going over the rough stuff. I might go as far as saying that the suspension is a jewel in this crown. It makes a huge difference in the off-road driving experience. Ford's put in some electronic systems that will help put Bronco drivers who might be new to off-roading in a position to succeed. The GOAT terrain modes for stuff like mud, sand, Baja, and rock crawl change up where and when power goes to which wheel, what diffs get locked, or holds gears longer to harness the engine's power for different terrain. So the Trail Control and Trail 1 pedal drive systems really allow the driver to focus less on the mechanical parts of driving and more on the trail that's ahead of them. A more experienced off-roader may not use these, but they're there if you need them. The one you might use is Trail Turn Assist that basically locks out the inside rear wheel of whichever direction you're turning in, so the truck almost pivots on an axis. This feature will be great on a tight switchback and could definitely get you out of a tough situation if you get into it without having to reverse. There are 6 Bronco trim levels, starting with the base model 2-door version around $33,400. Trim levels such as the modifiable Big Bend and Black Diamond will increase your payment. The Outer Banks trim adds more of the luxury and comfort items like leather seats, and there's even a special limited first edition. It's very possible to spec out your Bronco into the $60,000 range. All Broncos are 4-wheel drive, and on all Broncos, regardless of trim, you can add that Sasquatch package I mentioned earlier that gets you a lifted suspension, 35-inch tires on 17-inch wheels, as well as front and rear lockers. So on the road with the Sasquatch package, I mean, right out of the gate with these 35-inch tires, your vantage point is just absolutely stellar. You can see everything. With the Haas system, the ride is ridiculously comfortable. Now, in the same way that it eats up rocks and ruts and dirt, it does the same thing with uneven pavement or potholes. So you're going to be very, very comfortable in here. The other thing that's really surprising to me is how good the steering is. There's not a lot of real estate that's dead, kind of in the center point. So when you turn and you're steering, it goes exactly where you want it to go. But more importantly, when you're on a straightaway, you're not moving all over the road, which is really, really nice. So the one thing that I will say is a mixed blessing about these tires, while they love being on dirt, They don't necessarily like making friends all that well with pavement. They are not as grippy as you would have with just a normal all-terrain tire. So if you're driving on the freeway and you have an emergency situation where you need to brake, be very careful because you're going to get some movement. There's probably going to be a little bit of spin in the tires. It happened to me a little bit earlier. But if you want to grab this as a commuter and for some reason you want the Sasquatch package on it as a commuter, you're going to be very comfortable, you're going to be able to see a whole lot, but it's probably something that you're just going to have to get a little bit used to when it comes to these massive tires. Oh, and you are going to hear the road more than you would in a normal tire, but man, you look cool, so who cares? Oh, and on these taller tires, taking turns at speed is something you should practice. Before heading out here, I found a 1989 Bronco on Auto Trader that had 20,000 miles on it and was about $45,000. Now you can go onto the website and find yourself an awesome piece of nostalgia, or you can buy one of these brand spanking new. I think, oh man, either way, you totally win. We love the competition the Broncos engendered with the Jeep, especially prompting them to come out with a V8 Wrangler on the day the Bronco was revealed. Any chance we'll see a V8 in the Bronco? Well, we'll wait and see. It's a great time to be alive. Tons of tech, awesome styling, tremendous off-road capability, and very drivable on the road. I'm going to say that the Bronco stampede of the midsize SUV segment has officially started. We got a lot more to talk about with this one, but out of the gate, I'm going to say look out, Wrangler.